Welcome back to the show. We're now joined by seniors Andrew Zobac and Joby Bodi. Guys, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Andrew, you were one of those returning national qualifiers to the team this year. Did you feel that motivated you or put more pressure on you coming into the season?
At the end of the season, I was really disappointed on how I finished, so I was instantly hungry, working all summer. I was working the day after the national tournament, trying to get back there. Coming in the season, I mean, there is some nerves, there's some pressure. It's my last year, but once I really got into it, it started flowing and feeling a lot more comfortable now.
Do you think having that experience, going to nationals, makes you a better wrestler, seeing the type of competition that you're going to have to go up against if you want to take the championship spot this year? Completely.
It's really a big step to make it to the national tournament, just to see how it feels and see what it takes. I mean, once you get there, anything can happen, and that's kind of what I saw last year.
Now, Joby, you are actually a CCIW champion as well. Yeah. Are you focused on getting past regionals, past conference, and getting to that national championship as well?
Yeah, I mean, my goal this year is, be a conference champion again, and then, make it onto that national stage and get on that podium and be an All-American. I mean, that would mean so much to me and my family and everything. So.
How much training has gone into this year? You guys are one of the tougher sports where you actually have to get weighed before every match. I mean, they don't do that to offensive linemen or football players. I mean, you guys really have to keep yourself in peak physical condition.
Yeah, I mean, it really, all the work that you put in the off season, I mean, that really determines on how well you're going to do during the season. So if you stay consistent in your training, you're gonna be a tough competitor throughout the year.
Now, Coach, we've got two seniors here. How do you feel that the veterans on this team have really helped the youth of this team develop?
They've been like some of the best leaders that we've had at North Central since I've been there. They've, I guess so much has just basically carried the younger guys thus far, and we hope those younger guys will appreciate that in the future and be able to carry, some incoming freshmen in years to come. But they've been great leaders and working really hard, and like I said, before, they're about where they need to be as far as competing nationally.
Now, Joby, you were one of the guys that came out with a victory against the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Talk about the rivalry that's developed between these two schools over the past few seasons.
I mean, right when we came in when we were freshmen, we had a pretty tough team, and I remember going to that duel. I wasn't a starter my freshman year, and I was like, man, I mean, this was heated. It was here, and the stands were full, and winning that duel was huge for us. And I really wanted to be a part of that, and over the years, it just keeps coming back year to year, and it's a great rivalry.
Coach, talk about the young guys you bring in. What are the type of recruits that this Cardinal wrestling team really looks for?
We're looking for people that aren't afraid to work hard, that aren't afraid to, get tired, that aren't afraid to. A lot of times in wrestling, there's wrestlers that they shy away from getting tired. They're not very aggressive, but we want guys that are kind of just fighters, just brawlers, and not afraid to get after it on the mat.
One of those guys on your team that's definitely a fighter is Nathan Fitzgerald. He's ranked nationally #1 so far this year. Andrew, what's it like, having a guy like that on the team that sort of makes everybody else want to work that much harder?
It's great. I mean, he's a great practice partner. Obviously, he's a phenomenal wrestler, and he's great for teaching. Like he teaches everyone on the team something. And that's the thing in the sport of wrestling. You can always learn something new. So when you have people that good at wrestling surrounding you, you're going to learn from them, and it's going to make you that much better.
And you two are, two of the national qualifiers that are returning this year. Do you guys feel any pressure, coming in?
Like I said before, I felt a little pressure at the beginning. I'm sure Nate had to have felt some, but as the season has gone on, it's just another season. We're getting back at it and ready to get it done.
Well, Nathan Fitzgerald and Andrew Zobac came out victorious against the Blue Jays, and they're the two nationally ranked wrestlers that are focused to make a deep run into the postseason. That's the focus in this edition of What's the Word?
Those guys are going out there and they're doing the right things. Nate's cutting a lot of weight, so it's good to see him go out there on a 1-hour weigh-in and control a guy that we knew wasn't going to really do much. Nate's a dangerous wrestler, and that guy knew that, so he was just doing his best to stay in the match. So for Nate to still go out there, get the major, take him down like that, and just stay in the attack is good. Nate's just a fantastic leader. He can go out there and set the tone like that. as far as Zobac, we'd like to see other people doing what he's doing. He's getting on the top, and he's not just riding; he's turning guys. So when you can pick up, 9 near fall points in a match, you're going to get those majors and you're going to get the tech falls. So hopefully that's something the guys can pick up on.
The biggest thing for me right now is it's kind of a battle within myself. I know that I'm good enough to be a national champ. I know that I've been there before. I know that I can do it. I just got to keep pushing myself to get better, keep pushing myself to peak at the right times and stay focused, stay concentrated, kind of not be lazy and take days off. I got to just stay on the grind and keep working at it.
So, Joby, we talked a little about the rivalry between you guys and Elmhurst, but you guys also had some other opponents this year in Division I, teams, and you were able to take down a couple of those guys. What does that make you feel like?
Coming into the season, I knew that we were going to have a pretty tough schedule, probably one of the toughest starts, out of any school in the nation, and I knew that would be a good match for me to, see where I'm at, and to come away with 2 wins and those first against 2 D1 competitors, that really sparked, the start of my season and got me going, and I knew that I could compete with anybody in the nation.
Andrew, you guys also gained a new member of the team this year, but it wasn't one of the freshmen. It was actually a coach, and Craig Becker. How has he helped you guys out, with his experience in wrestling?
He's a great coach. I mean, he was a phenomenal wrestler when he wrestled, and he brings just kind of a different feel to practices. I mean, he's a little bit different wrestler than the other coaches, and so he's got some different tactics, some strategies, and he's great to practice with. He's tough. He pushes you. So I think he's really helped the team.
And he does have an impressive resume. The wrestling team added a national champion to its squad at the beginning of the season, but he would be joining Coach Bratland on the bench. We take a look at Coach Craig Becker in this week's Cardinal Corner. When the Cardinal wrestling team reported to practice to start the 2011-2012 season, they noticed there was an unfamiliar face joining them on the mats. Not one of the new incoming students, but a new assistant coach in Craig Becker that wasted no time making an impact.
He's really good at running practice for us, pushes us really hard, gets us to that next level, keeps us going. I mean, he gets us tired and makes us push through, and really helping us build mental toughness and really getting prepared for the end.
Becker knows what it's like getting to the end on all levels of the sport. At Hartford Union High in Wisconsin, he was a 2005 state champion and set school and conference records with 160 wins. On the college level, he was a 3-time Division II All-American at the University of Wisconsin-Parkside, culminating with a national championship at 149 pounds in 2010. And at North Central, Becker is ready to help head coach Kevin Bratland bring the Cardinals to national prominence.
Being in a room where the coach wants to get better and wants to succeed and wants his guys to get better makes it easier on me. I know his goals are the same as mine, and that is to develop, a nationally caliber wrestling team.
Both Becker and Bratland take a hands-on approach to coaching. Rarely will you see them blowing a whistle, but instead they take to the mats in order to make sure every athlete understands what the proper fundamentals are.
Definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's teaching stuff in here. He's very knowledgeable, and it's definitely good having guys that are young and you can relate with, and they can get out there and actually wrestle with you and show you what they're talking about.
All of our coaches are in here and they're wrestling with us every day. I mean, they're not just standing here talking at us. They're in here, they're showing us stuff, and they're doing it with us. And they're in here doing the workouts, wrestling with us, pushing us.
And every coach on this squad knows that push is necessary in getting the program where it wants to be.
Especially to be a contender at the national level. If you bring a good 15, 20 guys that are willing to work, they will, you'll see results, and I think that's what's important.
This Cardinal team has showed it's ready to put in the work. Coach, you guys add Coach Becker, but you lose your brother that was also an assistant. What's the transition been like this year?
It's different, but it's good. They're clearly different people. I think what Andrew is saying is Craig does add a different perspective. I knew in one of the first conversations that I had with Craig on the phone when he was interested in the position that he was the guy that I wanted for the coaching position. And he's quiet at times, but he works hard, and he leads by example, and he's still I feel like he's kind of getting a little bit situated with North Central. It's not like his home school yet, but he's only been here less than a year, but give it another year, give him a chance to get a recruiting class underneath him, and we're going to see great things, to come.
Joby, how do you feel that he's added to the dynamic of this team?
I mean, his technique is, he's a national champ, so he knows a lot about the sport. He's been wrestling for a long time, and I think he knows how to motivate. I know me especially because I work out with him quite a bit. And he just knows how to motivate you and get you going so you want to wrestle and accomplish your goals.
Well, we look forward to see all the goals you guys accomplish the rest of this season. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we have Clark Tusher stopping by to keep us up to date on all things North Central athletics. Don't go away.